There's something I'd like to discuss with you.
Does it have anything to do with the Brotherhood?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. This isn't a formal meeting. I simply want to clear the air. I think we may have gotten off on the wrong foot when we first met, and I feel like I owe you an apology. Expecting you to embrace the standards of the Brotherhood without having it, and given that you've adjusted so well to our beliefs, I don't think I needed to push so hard.
So, there is a human being under all of that power armor after all.
Sometimes I need a reminder, but yes, there is. When I was an initiate, my sponsor was Paladin Krieg. Toughest squad. He was a model soldier, embodying the values every trait. From the moment I was assigned to his squad, I was singled out. I fought by his side for years, and we had some serious...
I'm sure he had his reasons.
If he had, I never discovered them. After I was promoted to Paladin, and the news was like being kicked in the stomach. It's taken me a long time to realize it. But
Right?
it's because I believe in you. And I don't...
What happened at Adams Air Force Base?
Back in the capital wasteland, the Brotherhood was at war with the tree. They maintained a mobile command post at the remains of it. The Brotherhood spearheaded an assault. Quite a few soldiers died in that battle. He made his mark on history. And whether you choose to believe it or not,
I'm flattered that you have so much faith in me.
you've earned that faith by your own hand. Well, I trust you'll keep this in confidence, of course.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Prigman's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, sister?
What sort of assignment are we talking about?
The kind of assignment where all of the training you've done. Let's get right to it then. Shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong. And it's infested with super mutants. Having those aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the fight to the Institute, but it'll have to wait. The Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at their fingertips.
It'll be a pleasure to exterminate that mutant filth.
Now, we have a vertibird on standby, fully armed and ready to depart. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong, and wipe those dirty mutants from the face of the earth. Dismissed.
I have something urgent to report, Elder. The Institute is attempting to recover escaped synths at Bunker Hill.
How did you obtain this information? Our reconnaissance hasn't reported anything of the sort.
I thought I was your Institute reconnaissance.
You're the only one that's been able to breach the Institute. But you're hardly the only source for information we have. We've been running round-the-clock vertibird patrols, and we even have squads on the ground trying to pick up anything we can. Not to mention all the scribes we have monitoring radio traffic and trying to crack their RF encryption. I assure you, we have reconnaissance well in hand.
I have it on good authority. You'll just have to trust me.
Protecting your source, is it? Very well. Since you've given me no reason to doubt you in the past, your word will suffice. Your report provides us with a golden opportunity to state our intentions to the Institute. I'm placing you in command of this mission. Exterminate the synths at Bunker Hill, and whomever the Institute sends to retrieve them. I'll instruct Kells to assign you the appropriate backup. Dismissed, soldier.
Welcome aboard, Knight. Instruments are green, and we're cleared for release. Target acquired. I'll try to keep him in your sight. Primary target down. Look at that thing bleed. I'm gonna find a place to set her down, and then hightail it back to the Prydwen for repairs.
Proceed carefully. These fortifications may still be inhabited. dust present. It's safe to assume we're the first people to investigate. This area seems to be in disarray. There isn't much left of the property. Developing this level of technology is a lost art that the Brotherhood's hoping to revive. We've got company!
Stop them! You move too much!
Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
I was just doing what Elder Maxon asked. No more, no less.
Well, it's good to see you dealt with them the Brotherhood way. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything that we hold dear. Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand.
Makes sense.
Anyway, that's enough of that. What's important here is that you should head back up to the Prydwen and talk to Maxon. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
It was an honor fighting for the Brotherhood.
I'm glad you feel that way, because our mission here has only just begun. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, Use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
Will the vertibird stay and help me fight?
I'm afraid I can't spare a fully armed gunship for this task. A standard transport will have to suffice. Of course. Nothing's stopping you from using the door gun while in...
Where can I get more signal grenades?
I'd use the supply I gave you sparingly. Should you need more.
Thank you, Elder. I'll make good use of them.
I expect that you will. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. And even our latest intelligence tells us you've infiltrated the Institute and liberated a valuable holotape from their facility. However, you've secured passage to and from their facility, which was one of our primary goals. So, I'm willing to overlook your lapse in judgment, since you've unexpectedly accelerated our plans. I now have 2 missions for you to complete. First and foremost, I want you to bring that holotape to Proctor Ingram right away. There could be data vital to the success of our mission on that tape, so we can't afford to take any chances. The second part of your mission requires a bit of background to explain. About 10 years ago, the Brotherhood began recruiting civilian scientists from the capital. During this process, we were able to obtain the services of Dr. Madison Lee, a noted mind in the field of nuclear engineering.
How did the Brotherhood meet Dr. Lee?
She was part of a civilian project in the capital waste. It wasn't difficult to convince. That said, Dr. Lee's contribution, after some time, she developed differences. We're fairly certain that
I'm surprised that the Brotherhood
had I been in command, I wouldn't have allowed it to happen. Your mission is simple.
Sure.
If you find out that she's still alive, there's a special project we're working on.
What's this project that needs...
Sorry, that information is classified. Just keep your mind on the mission. Good luck, Knight.
Station keeping maintained. Thruster stable.
Looks like we have a thruster imbalance.
If dumb and ugly had a child, it'd be a...
Do I look like I want to chit-chat?
Most people are good at breaking things. I enjoy putting them back together.
Sturgis, remember that holotape with all the Institute data? I need it back.
Oh, yeah? Why? What have you got cooking?
Does it matter why I need it?
Nah, of course not. Just me poking my nose into
Sturgis, remember that holotape with all the Institute data? I need it back.
Oh, yeah? Why? What have you got cooking?
It doesn't matter why. I just need it for something.
Sure thing. I was just curious. Here you go. I've already made my...
Haven't seen you before. If you need a doctor, let's get you examined.
Yeah. Take a look at me, Doc.
Go over your symptoms with me.
Too much radiation.
Blood pools. Done. Now, was there anything else bothering you?
Got roughed up.
Huh. And that's that. Anything else bothering you?
I've been laying off chems and booze.
Glad to hear it.
No other complaints.
Take better care of yourself.
Hey, pal.
I might be a doctor one day. Or maybe a sharpshooter.
I'm Stockton. You've heard of old man Stockton, yes?
Stockton.
I run 3 caravans that travel throughout the Commonwealth.
Old man Stockton.
You ever buy anything from Good Neighbor or Diamond City? Odds are it's been delivered by my men.
Too many miles on the road. At least the pay is terrible.
Load a little heavy there? I'll buy anything you don't need, and sell everything you do.
Let's see what you have.
You may have to dig a little, but... Market's the white.
I've been waiting for you.
So, what's our situation?
I assume you've been briefed? Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved and are expected to run for cover. The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, Secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear?
Shouldn't we try to avoid killing anyone?
Irrelevant. Any threats between us and the target are to be eliminated. Only the synths matter. Here are the recall codes. Follow me. SRB intelligence reports indicate that the mission's parameters just changed. We're going shooting.
I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
F633. Initiate reset. Authorization code Delta 62 Arcus.
Here they are.
God, it's a Corsair.
Oh no!
Issue the reset codes and we'll relay back to the Institute. Time is critical.
No sudden moves.
Please, no.
Y915, initiate reset. Authorization code Beta 77 Tempest. All right, Synth.
Please.
C322, initiate reset. Authorization code Gamma 49 Typhoon. You there, Synth.
Come on, please. Just don't.
B257, initiate reset. Authorization code Theta 93 Stratus.
Objective complete. Return to the town. Make sure all hostiles have been eliminated. I will relay the synths back to the Institute. On your return, and good work.
Hey.
How can a machine believe it's alive? It's ridiculous.
Hey.
If it was up to me, I'd take every feral mutant in city and shoot them into space.
Run into any synths, shoot to kill. We don't take prisoners.
Die! He must be good.
Son?
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
So why come out here?
To put things in perspective, I suppose. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
They kept me alive, too?
They did, indeed. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out?
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it has everything else. Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Sean, you need to know. I still love you.
I can see that you do. Well, it's remarkable. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
What do you mean, the synths will be repurposed?
Modifications will be made to correct the defects in their programming, and they'll be assigned to new duties within the Institute. Not the first or last time it will happen. The railroad remains an annoyance, of course, but they'll be dealt with as necessary. And you, well, you've passed the test, as they say. You have done well. Please, take this as a token of my appreciation. Our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.